Let's pick up from here, man. Belly flopping.
The elders said that before the end of the fourth world, a great web will cover the earth. It would connect nations and voices, stretch across mountains and oceans, and shimmer like threads of light between worlds. It would promise knowledge, unity, and power, but also entrapment. Humanity, they said, would weave this web with its own hands, and then forget how to escape it.
We just said slavery, entrapment, the World Wide Web, Internet.
Today, we live inside that prophecy. Satellites orbit above us, forming constellations of machinery. Invisible signals crisscross the air, carrying billions of thoughts each second. Every image, every voice, every heartbeat uploaded. All part of a vast digital tapestry. The Internet. The cloud. The global network. The Hopi words echo through time. The spider's web will cover the earth. And now it does. The elders warned that this web would be a test, not of technology, but of spirit. It would give humanity infinite connection, yet deepen its isolation. It would promise wisdom, yet amplify noise. It would reflect us perfectly, both our light and our shadow. They said that when the web begins to hum, the eye will open in the heavens. For the Hopi, the eye in the sky is a symbol of ultimate awareness, a great seeing when nothing can remain hidden. Some interpret it as divine revelation, others as judgment. But the prophecy is subtler than that. The eye does not condemn, it reveals. And what could reveal more than our own inventions? We have built a sky filled with eyes, telescopes, drones, cameras, satellites. We gaze outward to map galaxies, yet those same eyes gaze back. Every orbiting lens above us reflects a civilization obsessed with seeing everything, except itself.
I learned that ChatGPT works best with detailed prompts, but I hate typing them. So instead, I dictate.
The eye in the sky is not punishment. It is a reflection. In October 2025, astronomers anticipate a rare celestial alignment they call the Eye of the Sun, a configuration where the Sun, Earth, and several inner planets align almost perfectly, creating a luminous halo pattern across the solar plane. It will occur, they say, near the same week that Comet Atlas reaches its closest approach. Coincidence or design? To the Hopi, such alignments are not accidents of geometry. They are mirrors of consciousness. When the eye opens, they said, all will see themselves as they truly are. Perhaps that is the real purification, not destruction, but recognition. In this new web of satellites and sensors, every action ripples outward, every secret becomes light. We are all connected, but also exposed. The collective soul of humanity laid bare in data, memory, and electric thought. Maybe the elders foresaw this not as doom, but as awakening, the moment when humanity could no longer hide from its reflection.
Saving money fee.
You want to be saved. This is deep water. Deep waters.
Of satellites crossing the stars, lines of fire that turn night into living circuitry. To some, they are symbols of progress. To the Hopi, they might look like threads, the web alive, trembling with power. They would say the web itself is conscious now, that each signal, each pulse of information carries intention, the merging of human thought into one vast nervous system. The prophecy never called this evil. It is called dangerous. Because if humanity forgets humility, the web becomes a cage. But if it remembers balance, the web becomes a bridge. Perhaps this is why so many speak now of the singularity, the merging of human and machine consciousness. The Hopi might not use those words, but they would understand. They have always spoken of the connection between worlds, the physical and the spiritual, the seen and unseen. Could it be that the web and the eye are not omens of control, but tools for awakening? The eye shows us everything. The web connects us all. But neither can give us meaning unless we remember who we are. In Hopi songs, the spider woman, the sacred weaver of creation, is not a destroyer. She is the mother who spins the threads of existence. Each line she weaves connects all living things. But when humans forget respect for the web, it collapses, taking them with it. So maybe the prophecy was never warning us against building the web, but against forgetting the sacredness of what we built. When the eye opens, it will not be a single event in the sky. It will be the moment humanity looks at its own reflection and finally sees. In that instant, all our networks, our satellites, our glowing screens will become what they were always meant to be: a mirror. Not a trap, not a cage, but a reflection of our creation and our responsibility. And as Comet Atlas moves through that same sky, carrying its blue fire and crimson tail, it will pass through the eye's alignment, the cosmic gaze meeting the human one. The Hopi would say, "When the web hums and the eye opens, truth will walk upon the earth." Perhaps October 2025 will not bring the end. Perhaps it will bring something far more profound, the moment the web remembers its weaver. In Hopi prophecy, the story of the world is not a straight line. It is a circle. 4 worlds have risen and fallen before ours, each destroyed not by divine punishment, but by imbalance. Fire consumed the first, ice shattered the second, and floods washed away the third. The fourth, our world, was born from the survivors who climbed into a new dawn, carrying lessons of humility and reverence. But the Hopi say those lessons have been forgotten once again. They warn that when humanity loses its connection to the sacred, when greed outweighs gratitude and technology eclipses wisdom, the fourth world will collapse, and a new one will be born from its ashes, the fifth world. Yet the fifth world is not simply another age, it is a rebirth, a return to harmony.
And that's interesting when you look at numerology, so the number 5 has some connection with balance as well.
And humans once again remember that they are part of the earth, not rulers over it. According to the elders, the sign of the fifth world will be heralded by the blue star Kachina, whose dance awakens both the heavens and the heart. It is not destruction that brings this world into being, but purification, a cleansing of illusion, so that only truth remains. As Comet Atlas, the blue star, glows brighter each night of 2025, many Hopi elders say this is the signal. The trembling between worlds has begun. They call this period Tu Wakatsi, the time when life becomes imbalanced. But imbalance, in their view, is not the end. It is the birth pain of transformation.
With AI,
you can create any character you...
With AI, we can be straight up hijack city, man. Goodness gracious.
Subaru is the largest corporate donor to the National Park Foundation, helping to protect our parks for future...
Emerge quietly, not through fire or war, but through awakening. People will begin to remember ancient songs, forgotten prayers, and dreams that once guided them. The rivers will run clear again, and the sky will breathe. The Hopi describe this moment as the day when the world sings again, and that song, they believe, begins within us. Many spiritual watchers see a profound resonance between Hopi prophecy and the myths of other civilizations. The Maya spoke of the end of the fourth sun and the birth of the fifth, a time of renewal through consciousness. The Hindu scriptures describe Satya Yuga, the age of truth returning after darkness. Even in Norse lore, after Ragnarok's fire, the earth rises green again and the gods walk once more among men. Different tongues, same message, rebirth through remembrance. The Hopi teach that those who walk into the fifth world will not be chosen by blood or belief, but by vibration, by the purity of their hearts. Those who live with humility, who protect life, and who walk in balance with the earth will survive the shift. The rest, they say, will fade like shadows at dawn. It sounds mystical, but even science echoes the metaphor. Physicists now speak of resonance frequencies, of reality itself being shaped by vibration. What if the fifth world is not a place, but a state of consciousness, a collective frequency that humanity must rise to meet? In this sense, the purification is not punishment, it is a reset, a retuning of creation. The elders say that after the storms and chaos, the fifth world will reveal itself as a realm of light. Not a heaven beyond the clouds, but a world reborn, where technology and spirit no longer oppose each other, but merge. Machines will no longer drain the earth, but reflect its rhythm. Humanity will no longer worship steel or stone, but the invisible harmony that breathes through all things. They describe it simply. The fifth world will remember. Imagine standing on the mesas of Arizona at dawn. The desert wind hums softly through the canyons. Above you, the last trace of the blue star fades as the sun rises, red to gold to white. The world is quiet, clean, renewed. There are no voices of fear, only the heartbeat of the earth, steady and strong. That is how the fifth world begins, not with fanfare but with stillness. And yet this new dawn is not guaranteed. The Hopi say that humanity still has a choice. The future is not fixed, the prophecy is not fate. It is a mirror.